Hello, and welcome to the Voices of Bellevue School District podcast, where we amplify the voices of students, staff, and families, sharing their unique lived experiences to strengthen our Bellevue community. In each episode, we'll explore We Belong, significant cultural traditions, customs, and lived experiences of our beloved Bellevue community. We learn academic programs and innovative initiatives, along with the staff and students behind them. We lead discussions with leaders in our community on topics that drive innovation in education. I'm Janine Thorn, Chief of Communications, and I'm joined by Dr. Kelly Aramaki, Superintendent of the Bellevue School District.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, this season is so great for seasonal flavors. Pumpkin or apple?
Oh, I'm a pumpkin person. Pumpkin pie all the way. And nobody makes it better than Costco.
Oh, okay.
And I'm the type of person where the whole top has to be covered in whipped cream. And once you eat half of the pumpkin pie, when the thing tips over, you got to cover the whole rest of it again with whipped cream.
See, apple all the way.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm like one of those snobby apple eaters. I love the Cosmic Crisps or the Apple Crisp. I don't want Granny Smith. No offense to you Granny Smith lovers out there.
Yeah, Cosmic Crisp, I know there's a big to-do about them. They're a little tart for me.
Yeah.
So
you don't know what you're missing. On this episode of Voices of Bellevue, we'll be talking about our strategic plan for the 2024-29 school years. So, Dr. Aramaki, tell us how all of this got started.
We're launching a new strategic plan, and we have those three areas that you heard in the introduction. We belong, we learn, we lead. And this podcast is going to give us the opportunity to be able to talk about those three priorities and to be able to share stories that highlight the values within those priorities.
Yeah, could you tell me a little bit more about those three priorities? For example, we belong. Is that around a bigger body of work?
Yeah, so I guess what I'd first start by saying is how we even came up with those three priorities. We were coming out of the pandemic. We had a strategic plan that was finishing up, and we were looking to the future. We had just celebrated Bellevue High School's 100th centennial, and we wanted to move in an innovative direction. And so what we did was, instead of doing what school districts typically do, which is look at the academic numbers and determine where to improve, we decided to start with listening to families, and not through surveys or anything like that, but one-on-one interviews with people in the community. And from those interviews, we pulled together themes and decided where we wanted to improve. And that's where we came up with those three things. We belong, we learn, and we lead. We belong is basically that idea that parents and students and staff want Bellevue School District to be a place where they belong, where they come and are accepted for who they are. They feel that they are valued, that they are missed when they're gone. No matter who they are, no matter their cultural background, no matter what language they speak at home. This desire for belonging is so strong, and it came through loud and clear as we were designing the new strategic plan. And it's no coincidence to me that that is our first kind of big priority, especially coming out of the pandemic. Because in the pandemic, there was so much isolation, having kids and families, stuck at home and not being able to be with each other. There was this great desire to come back into community.
Absolutely. With all of that, it sounds just really exciting to get that sense of belonging, and that each one of our members in our community will feel that when they are on our campuses or visiting our websites or just talking to any staff. We'll also focus a lot on learning and innovative programming. Do you want to talk a little bit about programming?
Oh, yeah. I mean, learning is the bread and butter of a school district. And one of the commitments that we made as a school district community was coming out of the pandemic, we are not going to do things the way that they've always been done. We are going to be innovative. We're going to start things that kids want. we are going to create programs that draw families to the Bellevue School District. And so I'm excited to talk about these things and to really highlight kind of the innovative learning that's happening in the district. But just to give you a preview, families know that multilingualism is critical. No matter what job kids go into, they're going to be engaging with people who speak all sorts of different languages. If kids go into the business world, most of the businesses now are international businesses. And so building on the success of our Spanish immersion program, our Chinese dual language program, we have recently added a number of language programs. We started an Arabic language program at the elementary level, but also at the middle and high school. This past September, we just launched our first Hindi language program at elementary, as well as our first Korean language program at elementary. And middle schoolers can take Hindi, Korean, or Arabic through our digital discovery. And so we have kids from all of our middle schools that go to the library, the Learning Resource Center, during one period of the day. They put on their headphones and then are speaking and practicing in Hindi, Korean, and Arabic. It's remarkable.
Yes, it is. Hey, BSD, we'll be right back after this short break.
Hi, I'm Alex and I'm a student at Interlake. Today we want to give 2 quick shoutouts. First, shout out to Dr. William Jackson, who is recognized as the 2024 Washington State Secondary Principal of the Year. And a shout out to Jennifer Bitter at Newport High School, who was recently recognized as the Washington State Secondary Art Educator of the Year. Congrats to you both on the amazing recognitions.
In addition to languages, we, in the world of career technical education, our kids are so excited about hands-on learning. They're excited about courses and classes that lead to, living wage jobs. And so we're building out our CTE courses. This year, we started a new maritime welding course, and it is so cool. Kids get to learn how to weld for the maritime industry. I don't even know exactly what that means, but it's like the building of boats and things like that. And it's so exciting. You hear all these stories about how the Washington State ferry system needs more people, and how they are always having a hard time finding highly trained people to work for the ferry system. And I mean, my family, we love going to Whidbey Island and things like that. And so in some ways, for selfish reasons, I'm like, we're gonna graduate kids who know how to be part of the maritime industry, so that we can bring those ferry boat lines down. So, but we have so many different courses that we're launching, from aviation to culinary. This year, we also started an African American advanced placement class. So we are so excited about that course. That course launched AP African American Studies. We launched at Bellevue High School, and I have yet to visit it, but I've heard through the grapevine that the kids are just really enjoying it.
I will be there soon. I was just at Newport for the culinary class, and I took a picture of the students, and it was great. It was great to see them. They were engaged, and it's not like home ec in the past, like what I had. It was definitely something that was a lot more interesting. So,
100%. We, just so families know, culinary, it's not just a name change, because when I took home ec, we had those big mirrors above the teachers' workstation, and we learned how to cook like pizzas and stuff like that. But culinary right now, it prepares kids not only to learn how to bake and things like that, but how to run businesses, restaurants, how to, become sous chefs, how to manage the front of the restaurant. And we partner with places like Ascend Steakhouse so that our kids can learn the culinary industry, which it does include like cooking and baking and things like that, but it also includes business and marketing. It includes graphic design. It includes coding, all of that. I mean, it's everything that you could possibly be interested happens in the culinary space.
Yeah. So then in the future, we can have some of our students who are owning businesses in the community.
Yes, that's right. Exactly.
It's awesome. And then we've got We Lead, which is an opportunity to connect with our business leaders and leaders just across the district.
Yeah, so this last one around leadership, it's kind of a multifaceted thing. The first part of leadership in our strategic plan is if we want to make things better in our district for everybody, we all have to step up and lead. And so when we feature stories about leadership on this podcast, we want to highlight our student leaders, our staff leaders, and we want to highlight our community leaders and our business leaders, everybody that contributes to making the Bellevue School District as great as it is. The second part of leadership in our strategic plan is, what is education for? We're teaching kids to do good in math and to be able to write. We're helping kids get into some of the best colleges in the country. But what is education for? And in the Bellevue School District, we believe that education is so that kids can graduate and go out and make the world better for people and for the planet. We want Bellevue School District alumni to be recognized as people who care about others and do good by others. And so leading is about students graduating and leading for our future world. And so you'll see that tagline on some of our stickers and banners and things like that. But everything for our future world, whether it's coding, computer science, it's for our future world. If it's culinary or it's maritime welding, it's for our future world. A great example is our construction program. The kids are learning how to build tiny houses. That gives them opportunity to learn how to build a structure from the ground up. But then at the same time, they're learning about the issue of the unhoused and of poverty. They're learning about why people lose their homes. And they get to then, at the end of their program, deliver a tiny home to a tiny house kind of community. And so they're not just learning construction, they're learning how to use construction to make things better for people.
Yeah, I remember sharing that story in the broader newscast on, I think, Cairo 7.
It's inspiring.
It was really inspiring. But to go back to what you said earlier, it does take a whole community and all facets of the community to educate our students. So together we belong, learn, and lead for our future world. Thank you for listening. And join us for our next episode where we'll dive into more stories of our community.